You know what we doing.
Y'all know it takes a special track to do this. I'm Mama P's and Q's dripping sauce. It's just the fluid, it's the chef. I'm here to remind y'all I'm sick with it. My name is stuff that's hot, it's ubiquitous. Meaning it's one and the same, simple and plain. I'm all about my paper, the bacon, cheddar, and pain. I got these lanes running for the border. The talented Mr. Porter, keep it flowing like it's water. But here we go, there we go, creeping to a low speed. Is it him and his friend sitting in the nosebleeds? Play it cool, he ain't special just cause he's on TV. Everybody's hands up, acting like they know we. Welcome to another episode of the Taste Music Here Food Podcast Show. I am your host, Ed Porter, and this is the place for food, music, and culture and how they all connect. Today, we have a lovely guest that is super duper cultured in a lot of different ways, very multiverse in a lot of different areas. And before we get in and jump in who this young lady is, I have to give her just flowers. And so I'm going to attempt to do that with this intro here. Okay. Today's guest turned a creative side hustle into a cultural mainstay. She's the founder and CEO of Minneapolis Craft Market and Minneapolis Vintage Market, two powerhouse platforms that support over 2,000 local artists and 500 vintage vendors, and hosts more than 120 pop-up events annually. From her UK roots to becoming a cornerstone of Twin Cities creative culture, she's now opening a retail store inside MSP Airport, literally putting local creativity on the map. She's a market maker, cultural shaper, and community builder with vision. Please welcome to the show, Miss Hayley Matthews-Jones.
Aw, thank you so much. You're so kind. Like, you gotta come everywhere now.
No problem. You can book me. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Truly. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about your how did you get here? Like literally, physically, and where you are currently in the space that you occupy.
Yeah, I moved here in 2008 to get married. And I had met my now ex-husband when I was traveling around the world. He was a cross-country tour guide in the US. And so we did the whole, holiday romance, fell in love.
I've seen this movie before.
Yeah. It's literally like a Hallmark movie. We were engaged within 6 months, and then I moved here the following year and then kind of put down roots. And I think in my mind it was not necessarily a long-term, like I figured maybe we'll live in Minneapolis for 5 years and then maybe move back to London or something. And Minneapolis just really kind of, after an initial hard couple of years adjustment, I really found my feet here, and now I feel like it would be really hard to leave.
Yeah. This is it grows on you I remember when I first came here, I had no intentions in staying. Matter of fact, every week I wanted to leave, and so
Same.
Then it got to a point to like I went home at least once a month, and then less and less and less, and then it definitely grows on you. This is a city of a community. Once you find your people,
yes,
then that's the magic.
Truly. I feel like my first 2 years were very hard for a number of reasons. I also moved here in November, which is like...
Same here. I got here.
Oh, really? Okay, November of 2008. So like right before the economy tanked. It was right after the Obama election. And so I had moved here with high hopes and thinking, oh, it's going to be so great and easy. And then so hard to find a job. And, and when you move here from another country as an immigrant, you start from scratch, no matter how you come here, it's, they don't care about your job history or your, like you become person zero again. And so you have to build everything from scratch again. And so that was a really tough thing. And just, culturally here, it's notorious for the whole Minnesota nice and it being, hard to break into. And I think it took me a couple of years to realize that you have to insert yourself. Right. The people here, I find that white culture here is very insular. It's that Scandinavian reserved, the people that you went to elementary school with and stuff, and it's hard to break into that. And so most of my friends here are transplants or people who moved to other places, but then came back. And so I think that those people tend to be a little more welcoming because they know what it feels like to be an outsider.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. There is very cliquish as far as the group that you came up with. That's the group that people usually stay with.
Right.
It's a sad existence.
It is.
It really
There's
is.
So much more to life.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. So being from the UK, market culture in UK, which is pretty much you just basically, I guess, to bring a little bit of home to your new home, because markets are huge in the UK, and actually everywhere else except for Minneapolis and Minnesota, the Twin Cities specifically. It's not a huge market culture. At least it wasn't.
There wasn't, right. And so that was what I noticed, was that there were farmers markets and then there were annual craft fairs that would happen once, maybe twice a year. And so if you're an artist or a maker and you missed that deadline or you didn't get into that show, there wasn't another opportunity for you for a whole nother year perhaps. And so I really missed the street market scene in London, and it always provided that third space for particularly teenagers. You know, I think teenagers are often left out of spaces. Even the mall now, it's like you need parental, guidance and stuff. And so I think there's not many spaces that teenagers can be and just hang out without being monitored in that way. And so that's how I grew up, was like weekends spent at Greenwich Market, and there was like Antiques Day, then there was Vintage Day, then there was Arts and Crafts Day, and and so I really just missed that third space and a place to belong in that way.
Right. Yeah. So you built a better mousetrap. That's at the end of the day, you definitely filled the void, because it's one of those things that people didn't understand they were missing until, because they never,
Which was weird to me, because we have so many artists here, and we had the Northeast Arts District was already established, and you had all these arts buildings, and Art-a-Well is like
no
great
outlet,
example of
no consistent outlet.
No consistent outlet. And so it was really important to me to build something that was regular, like literally every weekend, and that had a low cost of entry, like low barriers to participation. So you didn't have to apply 6 months in advance. You could literally sign up as late as the weekend before. And so just like providing those access points. And I did it alongside having my day job at the time. And this was back in 2015. And then I was like working 7 days a week, because it just kind of blew up, and everyone was like, we need this every weekend year round. And so it just went.
So that was a spark. It was this, it caught fire.
Totally. So I've been trying to contain the fire ever since. So.
Absolutely. No, that's amazing. It's amazing. And it's great to have specifically. So I'm from New York. So tons of markets and things like that in New York. It always has been.
Yep.
And then I travel a ton. It's huge in every other culture.
Yeah,
and
truly.
China, Japan, everybody, they have their markets for everything. And the makers specifically, I would say there's more of a scene for an affinity for something that's handmade or from a maker than it is for, a manufactured good.
Oh,
if you
100%.
Will. And it has, you're buying a piece of a person's story.
Yeah.
And so that to me carries a lot more weight, tons and tons more weight. All right. So here we like to play a few games.
I'm aware.
To let them move and to get a little more knowledge about you. So we're gonna do a little game that I call One's Gotta Go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in this specific one, I'm going to give you 4 examples of some things, and you just got to tell me which one you want to kill. So it's very simple. Okay, all right, so we'll do this. This is vintage stuff.
Okay.
So 90s windbreakers, high-waisted Levi's 501s, beaded granny purses, chunky white trainers. Which one got to go?
Beaded granny purses.
I knew you was going to say that.
Yeah, just not my style. I don't know.
But there's so many of them.
There are so many of them.
When I was doing this, I'm like, why is there so many beaded, who?
I would say.
When was this in fashion? Because I don't remember.
Your grandmother's era, I guess.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
No, Grandma Porter didn't
No, she didn't get down with that.
No.
I mean, I've always seen them. Like I'm trying to figure. You know how you can pinpoint when this was hot? Yep. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, I like a cleaner
gotcha.
look in general.
Okay, yep. All right. We'll go with some eats now.
Okay.
So, chip shop curry sauce, State Fair cheese curds, Sunday roast with Yorkshire pudding, or Juicy Lucy. Which one got to go?
Juicy Lucy. Get
out immediately. That was super fast.
Like, yeah.
You know what I find?
Not even close.
I find in just crazily interesting to me, because specifically being here and have lived here for a significant amount of time, left and then came back.
Yeah.
How, that's what this show, we're going to help change that narrative, is that the Minneapolis and the Twin Cities, you ask somebody about food, what they're known for, they'll say two things: hot dish and Juicy Lucy.
The West
two
kind
things,
of cheeseburger.
Two things that most people do not. I know plenty of people that's born and raised here have never even had a Juicy Lucy. It's not
I mean, if you want your mouth scalded by like steaming hot cheese the second that you bite into it, then it's the burger for you. But...
I have a whole nother theory on that. But I mean, you said it so nicely. Just as a man.
Yeah. I worded my very carefully.
Understood. Okay. Next, we'll do some music.
Okay.
All right. Adele's Heartbreak Anthems, Prince's Purple Rain, The Beatles' Everything, or Lizzo's Flute, Sass, and Body Glitter. One gotta go.
Oh, that's kind of a tough one. I'm not a big Adele fan. I find her I respect her talent very much so. I can see objectively that she's talented, but to me it's like the style is just not my particular style. Having said that, Lizzo might be on the block for me, because I used to be a big Lizzo fan and now I'm just kind of like, so it might be Lizzo.
So why did she fall from grace?
Well, I mean, I know she had all the kind of scandal with her dancers and all of those things. I just feel like she hasn't progressed much as an artist. I feel like she's still producing similar style of music that she was 5-10 years ago. And so I would have liked to see her...
some growth.
Yeah, I just feel like she's making the same kind of stuff. So I'll go with Adele.
That makes sense. Okay. All right. That has been One's Gotta Go. All right.
Okay.
Talk to me about Spaghetti Sundays.
Yeah. So I started hosting this bi-weekly dinner party.
Speaking of which, I have...
You got the tough one.
I got... Spaghetti Sunday today.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So
I'm a little I can tell you didn't want to give this to me.
I said, I'm going to bring you a plate. And then the moment that it left I was going to say my mouth, but my fingers, because I typed it to you, I was like, what are you thinking? Like bringing a chef food? You had Gavin Kaysen on the podcast like last week. I'm like, he doesn't want your crappy lasagna that you made, but it's not crappy. It's not crappy.
Listen, you posted, and whenever you do, I always give you props. I'm like, listen, you're making the pasta.
Yep.
Okay, to be fair, the post said vegetarian lasagna, and then I had to chime in because I'm looking at the little baby chicken eggs. I'm like, it's not very vegetarian.
In my mind, vegetarian just means no meat.
Eggs is just baby chickens. Let's just put this out there. Eggs are baby chickens. If you're using eggs, you're eating chicken. No way around it.
Okay. I'm gonna reformat my Instagram stories next time. But so I started this. Just basically felt like this year particularly, it kind of came to a head for me where I felt like I was just missing that human connection and that like dinner table conversation. That's always been like one of my favorite things that I really miss from London. Again, like when I go back home, the first thing we always do is we go to my mum's best friend's house for Sunday dinner, like without fail. And it's a table like this with whoever can make it. It's casual invite, dinners at 7 every Sunday. You don't need to RSVP. It's nothing formal. You show up, you eat great food, you drink a lot of wine. There's a lot of conversation. We talk about everything from politics to relationships to whatever's happening in the world. You know, it could be anything till 2, 3 in the morning. And it's, to me,
you said 7, right?
7.
Okay.
See that?
All right. I mean,
yeah, let's go. Let's go. And I think that it's just such a simple form of feeling like you have a place in the world, right? And I think that, I could talk about this all day, like as it pertains to dating and technology and all of the things that have made life feel like we're falsely close to one another when we're not actually doing the things of like, how many times do you actually call your friend on the phone versus just texting them?
Real connection.
Real connection. And I felt like I was really missing that. And I told people, like, I don't think this is going to solve all of my problems, but I think it's going to solve most of them.
And it's funny that, and the reason why I brought that up, because it's a necessary thing as a human to have genuine connection with people that you have a reverence for. And it's a give and take situation. And it's the reason why I cook to begin with. Like, I just want to, there's no more intimate thing than to share food that you created from the heart with your own two hands with people, and then them to ingest it and to have reverence for it.
I literally tell people, like, making food is my love language, or Absolutely. And being cooked for is
oh, for sure.
And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be, I was going to say beans on toast, but I know I'm going to get shit from you for that. So.
No. I mean, I know what it is. They don't.
Like, it could be something as simple as that, like scrambled eggs on toast, whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing, but it's just like such an act of care. And it's how I like to show people that I care for them, is like gathering people, making food. I'm working on my kids' attitudes to my food, like trying to expose them to more and more things. I have one extremely picky eater, and it took me a long time to like adjust my expectations with her of now it's become, as long as you try it. If you don't like it, that is fine, but I just want you have to try it.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah. And so like we've reached a point of acceptance for both of us where she's like, I don't really like this. And I'm like, thank you for trying. And I'm like, God.
Yeah. But she'll come around.
She will.
Taste buds always, they evolve. They evolve. You mentioned beans on toast.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know I wasn't going to skip over that. Let's talk about the things you miss that you cannot get. Because I'm sure that, like, okay, as a New Yorker, there's things that I thought were everywhere.
Yeah.
That are not.
They're just not. Yeah.
They're just not. It's like food is different places.
100%.
Specifically in the UK.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite things that you cannot get that you love?
You mentioned two of them, although I will say, actually, we are just down the street from the closest thing that I have found to one of them, which is chips and curry sauce at the Anchor. The Anchor fish and chips, phenomenal.
Anchor,
they're undefeated.
They don't. The curry sauce is not. So I only know because I know. So I've been privy to yes.
Yeah, the curry sauce is different, but it's the closest that I have found here. And then the Sunday roast with Yorkshire puddings, specifically if it's made by my own mum, is like top tier. And that's probably my go-to comfort food. Second place would be my own roast dinner.
Okay.
But yeah, like
when's that happening?
Oh, let's go.
Let me know. Let me know.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I will ask. This is how I get myself into trouble. I'm like inviting a chef to your house for dinner.
Listen,
like what?
I'm gonna tell you. So little secret about chefs.
Okay.
We just like that we're not cooking.
My friend said that. She's like, I bet he's just gonna be glad to not have to be the one doing it.
Listen, we're the most chefs. First off, because we do what we do. We eat like shit. Like,
right. Just
like,
when
honestly,
you can on the fly.
And it's always, so we appreciate the effort, specifically someone doing, all the things. So now that doesn't mean.
He's like,
that does not mean Anyway, so speaking, let's take a little trip down memory lane with the UK foods. So I have some snack foods. I need some clarification. I have some UK snack foods that are no longer in existence that I want to bring up.
Yeah.
And I just want you to shed some light.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Okay. Okay, so super producer Gabe. Okay.
I don't know what that
Hubba
is.
Bubba Bubble Jug. Okay, so all right, so I can give obviously I did all the research in the world on all of this. Okay, so Hubba Bubba is an American company.
Yeah.
However, in the UK, it is this powder.
Shake and chug.
You shaked it and you drank the chewing gum, which was crazy.
As powder?
As powder, and then it formed as it hit the saliva. It turns into a gum mass.
Oh, I don't
This
like
was
this.
This was all the rage in the UK.
I have never heard of this.
Oh, you're in for a treat because I'm sure I have some things on this list that you've never heard of. So we're learning together.
This is evil. This could only be invented by an American company, I feel like.
Okay. Did you know that candy cigarettes?
Candy cigarettes, yep.
So we had them here too.
Yeah.
But they started in the UK.
Oh, yeah, I can believe that.
So we took it and ran with it because we put a little red number 40 on the tips.
Nice.
So yeah. Make it. We lit our cigarettes. Yeah, we kept it lit here.
Nice.
So these tasted like chalk.
Yes, yes, I can still taste it. As soon as that picture popped up.
Oh my goodness, the powdery.
Yep.
So what was better than these is you haven't had the gum.
No.
So they had gum, came in a pack like that. And it had like the gum powder, so they had one puff to blow out, and it made like smoke.
Oh, maybe we did have those.
And the gum was like the texture of, I don't know, a handful of rocks. It was really bad, chalky.
Nice. Yep.
Okay, what's next?
Oh, all right, so good.
Okay,
they're so good.
So I've had these. I haven't had this flavor, but I've had Brannigan's chips. So I'm sorry, crisp. So everything's okay.
Yes, they're so.
Have you had this one?
Yes, that's my favorite flavor. Okay. So they used to be actually branded, I think, with Coleman's mustard. Have you ever had Coleman's?
Yes. And for everybody that's listening, we're talking about mustard powder. Mm-hmm. So not, it's very. So it's the stuff that they use to make mustard gas. Let's leave it at that. It's very, very, very strong.
Yes, and it's a really old company. I want to say it's been around, it's definitely since the turn of the last century, because they used to ship it in the war, and that's why it came in powder form. I think because it was shelf stable and stuff. Yep. But yeah. So delicious. Okay, so this flavor specifically, so good.
Give me the rundown. What is it?
It will literally make your eyes water. So they're really thick cut, almost like kettle chips.
Okay.
Roast beef and mustard flavor, and that mustard flavor is super strong. So it's like you don't have roast beef flavored chips here, but that's like a very popular chip flavor at home. And so it's kind of like barbecue, but without the sugar on it. Like, so it's just the savory, salty, it almost tastes like steak seasoning flavor.
Okay. All right.
And then
then
burn your eyes out.
Yeah. Make you water. Yeah, exactly.
Mustard powder.
If you have any sinus issues, this is the chip for you.
Right up. Yeah. It's basically medicine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next? Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen these.
Two things that most people need to understand about chocolate in the UK.
Oh, it's so good.
So, yes, chocolate in the UK is way different.
So good.
Way different than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Nestle is supreme, and so is Cadbury. Cadbury is probably the premier candy company.
Cadbury and Mars over Nestle any day.
Okay.
That's
now this is cool. So have you had the vice versus?
I have not.
So I've had this. Okay, so it's basically there's a dark chocolate and a white chocolate. The dark chocolate has a white chocolate outer. It's an M&M.
I've had these.
It's an M&M with an identity crisis. So then there's the white chocolate one has a dark chocolate coat, even though it's not chocolate. This is a brown crispy coating.
It's the beetle shell coat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it.
But
no, I feel like these. I do remember them, but they didn't last.
No, they didn't last long enough.
Yeah.
They fizzled out like mid-90s.
Yes.
And so I'm the guy that like any snack.
Yeah.
Like I have to have it.
Just try it. Yeah.
I have to try. There's some that I wish I hadn't, but I did.
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay, what's next? The Fuse Bar.
Yeah.
You know the Fuse Bar, right?
I do.
Okay, the Fuse Bar it's actually two candy bars in one because it has that the aero. It's like the aerated chocolate inside that's kind of like crumbly. It's like a whisper, exactly.
Yep. And then it had like the Pop Rocks stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah. Pop Rocks is in it, and there's like basically like some cereal crisp in there.
Yes.
And, yeah, some little bit biscuit pieces.
Yep.
Yeah. That was that didn't last long either.
No. So I can't imagine why.
Okay, what's next? Toffo. Okay, do you remember this?
I do, and I feel like they were like the poor man's Rolos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except all toffee though. There's no chocolate. There's not chocolate. No, no chocolate covered.
Why then. Yeah.
Exactly. It's super poor, man. Yeah, there's no chocolate whatsoever. Yeah. So this was a toffee, a caramel toffee hybrid Frankenstein thing that what I've heard, because this one I have not had, was super duper like think of a Werther's and the little Kraft caramel if they had a baby.
Okay.
What that would be. I'm sure it wasn't a
sticky toffee.
I'm sure it wasn't a good eating.
Yeah, it's gonna pull your fillings out.
Yeah, yeah. Or just give you lockjaw.
Yeah.
Next. Or was that the last one?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Okay, so that was all right. So what was your go-to snack food of choice in your teens?
Oh, in my teen, like I was always, still a Cadbury Crunchy, which is the honeycomb with milk chocolate. So good.
Have you ever had C's? Can they have a honeycomb?
Okay.
So they have a dark chocolate and a milk chocolate variety.
Got it.
And except it's thinner. Mm-hmm. As far as candy goes.
Yeah.
If you had to rate UK candy versus US candy, just say it. Just go ahead.
Do you need to even ask the question?
I have to, because most people don't understand why.
Have you ever smelled a Hershey bar?
A Hershey chocolate
it's wax.
The worst chocolate.
It smells like feet. It doesn't smell like chocolate. And so my kids laugh at me because when we do s'mores at home, I get like the bougie chocolate, usually get Lindt chocolate.
I'm coming to do s'mores at your house. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Hershey who? Like, what? No, we're not doing that here.
You know the story of Hershey, how that chocolate recipe came up?
No.
Okay, so
I'm sure it's terrible.
So when they were developing the Hershey recipe, it's a little burnt. And it was done that way. And also, of course, because milk chocolate is an amalgamation anyway, it's not really, it's a way to stretch chocolate. So by adding with the milk solids and everything. So, and it has a unique taste because of the roasting. I don't want to say the word burnt. The roasting quality that they used, that they roasted the cocoa beans to. But in every sense of the word, so the Belgium guys that they had that were helping them with the show were like, we can't use that.
Yep.
And that's what they use. And the rest is history.
It's basically the Starbucks of chocolate.
You said it.
So
I agree.
No,
I agree.
They burn their coffee
beans,
and then
Yep. Absolutely. They roast to a certain point.
Yeah.
That has it is unique and distinct. I'll give them that.
It sure is.
But it's not for my taste whatsoever.
Same.
So obviously you're gonna say the UK snacks, specifically candy, is better.
Yeah, I mean, it just tastes better. It tastes better, and I don't know if you've ever seen on social media. There's like a comparison of breakfast cereals or ketchup or baked beans, even, and like the ingredients.
Oh no! From this country allows the FDA does not love you.
It's insane. And even soda, like I occasionally get like a craving for a Diet Coke, and it just never hits here. Whenever I'm like, let me try that, and then I'm like, no, it just doesn't, because we have the similar recipe to Mexican Coke, so it's just that more, even though it's a bunch of the same chemicals, like the sugars are different, the sweeteners are different.
Yeah, everything about it. So I was just having this conversation about soda specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So Fanta, everywhere outside of the U.S.
Delicious.
It's delicious, and it's not neon orange either.
Mm-hmm.
It's colored of orange.
Yeah.
And the number one ingredient is orange juice.
Right. Right. Yeah. I remember the first time I poured a Mountain Dew. I'd never had Mountain Dew before. I poured it out of the bottle, and I was
Trailer
like,
Park Gold.
What do you mean? Yeah. I was like, I thought that was just the bottle. No, that's the actual color of the drink.
Hey, I guarantee you, Super Producer Gabe has a trove of Mountain Dew in the back right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's.
That stuff's wild. It's like
it's very wild.
Ghostbusters slime.
Yeah.
It's my greatest shame in this world.
As it should be.
Hey, listen, Mountain Dew. Usually in the title of a beverage, it's usually the flavor notes, right?
Right.
Mountain Dew.
What? Car air freshener.
It's actually named that. It's actually named that because the in the Appalachian Mountains when they were doing all of the prohibition moonshining.
Okay.
Really, I was trying to find a better word for it, but that's what it was. That was it. The original mascot for that was a Mountain Dew, the Appalachian Mountain Dew, and he was like they were out there playing the jugs and
Mountain Dew.
Dew. DEW.
Yeah.
Like,
but what does that mean in that context?
Okay, so the context is just the dew on the mountain, because the mountains where they were doing the distilling of the moonshine.
Oh.
I didn't say it made sense. I'm just saying it's a thing.
Got it. Yeah.
It's a thing. That. Yeah, it's really
okay.
It's a thing.
And now it's neon green.
I don't know whether I'm guessing the mountainside.
Yeah,
I don't
grass,
get it.
I don't know.
I don't know what color combination you have to put together to make that shade of.
I don't think you should think too hard about anything to do with
green and yellow. Right, I'm pretty sure it'll kill you.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Or rot your teeth out, one or the other.
You've never seen a successful person drinking Mountain Dew.
Never.
You've never seen a press conference where someone has to pause and take a drink of a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, hold on a second for a dew break.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's pretty bad. It's Mellow Yellow. Okay, do you remember that one? That's an American.
That's an American.
Okay,
I think I've tried it, but
I used to love Mellow Yellow.
Okay.
It's Mountain Dew's cousin though.
Okay.
Yes, it's neon
like
yellow.
And 7-Up, right?
Oh, way worse than that.
Okay. No, but I mean like the relationship is like there's
like
two versions of the same thing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right. You created spaces for makers. I mean, thousands and thousands of makers.
Mm-hmm.
How, or is there a story of a maker that you're specifically proud of, where they started and where they are at now?
I think there's a lot of them. I think to be part of people's small business journey is the most rewarding thing about my work. And so we have seen dozens, if not hundreds, of people go from maybe doing their first ever market or pop-up with us, or their first sale, and then eventually having a brick and mortar store, or then being like really well known in the Twin Cities. And so to just see that evolution, there are so many examples of people who I could think of. A good example is the brand that we're actually buying our airport booth from. The lady who owns that, Sari from Urban Undercover, she owns a travel clothing brand for women. She was at my very first market 10 years ago. So, her evolution has been so solid, and she has a building at Vandalia, a shop at Vandalia Tower, and then the airport location for 7 years she's been there. And so just to be a small part of that journey. And one of the things that I always wonder if there's a way to map, and maybe this is something I'll eventually get around to, is like the economic impact of our market brands,
right.
Because there's the impact on, like I can map what I have done over the years, but like the ripple effects of that, and seeing, in our communities, how many people have been able to sustain their families through building their small business.
Absolutely.
And us being a one venue that they use for that.
Yeah.
And then I think that, COVID was such a transitional moment, obviously, for everyone, but my business closed overnight in that period, right? So I went from being the sole income for my family to having nothing overnight and trying to figure out, okay, what's next? And so I had already been accepted into an accelerator program to launch an online marketplace. So it was basically going to be like a local version of Etsy, where vendors would set up their own store within our website. And so we would take the orders, they would do all the fulfillment, so we didn't have to carry inventory or anything like that. And so it was that kind of marketplace model. And I had a plan to build that out over a year in this program. And then when my business closed overnight, I was like, let's go. We got to do this in 6 weeks. And so we did. And so we launched that, and we kept that live for about 2.5 years. And, even during that time, to give people a lifeline of like, you can't sell at any of the events that you're used to selling at, to have that online option for them. And then we saw a lot of people as well go all in on their businesses in that time. And I think that was like one of the really cool things one of the very few cool things to come out of COVID was that a lot of people were left with no choice but to get it out the mud, right? So this thing that had been a weekends only side hustle or a passion project for years is now, well, I lost my corporate 9 to 5. Let's sell vintage. Like, let's go, you know? Yeah. And so I think that was part of how we came out stronger after COVID, was a lot of people invested in themselves and their businesses in that way and were like, I got to make this work. I need these venues. I'm going to be a regular, you know? And so that's been really cool to see. I think it really just galvanized the community here.
I think every market that I've ever been to has its own unique idiosyncrasies, right? It has its own culture, if you will. How do you feel that, because you built this off of a need, a want, and then off of memory, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say the DNA of your market, how is it unique?
I mean, I feel like just there's something unique about being one of the pioneers of that movement. And that's not to say that there were never any things before me. That for sure were, and there were a lot of people doing a lot of different stuff. But I think part of the vision of just, it needs to be solid, it needs to be regular. People need to be able to count on this to make their paychecks and their bill payments. That's like how that was able to be solidified. I think my sense of going all in on it helped that. And so I think, I did it for 2 years as a side thing alongside a day job, and I had a small, my youngest was, a year old at that time. And then in 2017, I felt like I was doing nothing well. I was a partner and a parent and, and a business owner and a full-time employee. And I just felt so stretched thin. And so I was like, I think if I go all in on this and dedicate those 40 hours of work to just this, I can take it from here to here. And that's exactly what happened. And that was really a turning point for the business in my mind, where it was like, we're turning on all the things. Like, I said yes to everything. And now I'm fortunate to be in the position to be a little bit more selective about what we do, what we take on, what the team can manage. And so, that's a great spot to be in, to feel like we've got the basics figured out and we have the structures and the systems. And the other piece of it, and I think this is kind of how my brain works in terms of business, is like, I'm always thinking about how you build the foundation of something that is sustainable for now a decade, right? And that was always in my mind from day one, is like, I'm never thinking, well, I'll just do this because this is where we're at right now. I'm like, no, I'm going to put these systems in place, even though we don't need them yet, because 2 years from now, I know we will. And then we don't have to change everything. It's so much harder to
build for growth.
Yeah. And so like, that's been like just the most fun thing for me to like build this network.
I think also too, you seamlessly kind of inject the spirit of the cities, right? Of the Twin Cities into the mind of a maker with UK flair.
Thank
you.
I
think, because no, honestly, if you really, really step like, a view of the forest through the trees, that's the magic that it's all cooked up. And it couldn't, and I'm saying that to say that your business could not have been done anywhere else by anybody else. And that's
thank you.
That's the magic of it all.
Yeah.
And the fact that you put the makers and the vendors at the forefront of everything, and there is a kind of a North Star for everything that you do. And that's why the brand is successful.
Thank you. Yeah, my background was always I thought I was going to be an artist my whole life. Like,
you are.
I am in a way, right?
Yeah.
Right. Not the same way that I thought, but yeah, I loved painting and drawing. And I went to art school. My degree is in silversmithing and metalwork, and so I was always like involved in. Yeah, this is like so random. Like, what's a nice practical degree?
Okay. Make me a sword.
Yeah, right. Like, literally, I could forge you a sword.
That's crazy. It's one of the coolest things. So I've always I'm enamored by that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It is actually, there are practical uses for it. Like, I can weld, I can forge, I can do silversmithing. Like, and I haven't done those things for a long time, but
No, but
I'm sure the muscle memory would come back.
Absolutely.
So so I always had a hand in the art side of things, and then professionally moved into event production, and that's like such a good training ground for entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
like you learn a little about everything when you're producing events.
That's amazing. All right, so let's talk about. So first off, congratulations are in order. Let's talk about the opening at MSP.
Thank you.
That's a major thing. So think about it this way. As someone who is a frequent traveler, one of the best ways to be in touch with the city or the place that you're either coming into is usually when you're leaving, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's usually when you're leaving. Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is to get something from representative of the city. And let's be fair, 99% of all of these items are mass manufactured, made in China, stamped on whatever city USA you're in.
Yep.
This is not that.
Right.
So talk to me about what it is.
So we're going to have a booth on the Sea Concourse right outside the Delta Sky Club, which is such a great location. I'm really excited to be there. And we'll be featuring handmade goods by designers and makers of the North. So it'll be branded as the Craft Market. And we have had the store down at Meet Minneapolis gift shop at the Visitors Center down on Nicollet Mall, 5th and Nicollet, for the past year and a half now. And so that has been a great study for us in what products are selling, what are people actually buying. It's a very similar audience, primarily a tourist audience. And so just, taking those top sellers from over there, bringing them to the airport, and the airport has been so great to work with. They're very invested. The people at MAC are very invested in the local arts community. They have all the art exhibits in there.
Yeah.
And you don't see that at a lot of airports. And then they are very invested in getting small businesses in through their cart retail opportunity. So it's a huge opportunity for us to just reach that broader audience, and then even to be able to market the events to them as like, oh, if you just landed, or, here's what we've got going on this month, And so I'm excited to give our makers a bigger platform and hopefully get their products into the hands of shoppers traveling all over the world.
Absolutely. And it is a major thing, and good for everybody, because I'm thinking you would have rotating vendors through, right? So, what you got on your trip in maybe in May won't be the same as in the fall.
100%.
And then things are seasonal, and you'll have your favorites, and then you can connect with your favorites.
Yep.
Through. So, I mean, I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And it's super cool. Yeah.
That's like I'm in the fun stage right now of designing the layout and the signage and buying the inventory. And I'm like, I get to go shopping for my business. This is very fun.
That's super cool. Super cool. Yeah. Super cool. Do you believe that markets are, in a way, a form of resistance as far as specifically for economic liberation?
100%. So our tagline is "Meet Your Maker," right? Which it was a little tongue in cheek, but it is about cutting out that middleman of, oh, you need to have a store or an art gallery to meet your customers. It was always about the storytelling piece, and I think Minnesotans care a lot about where their money goes. They care about sustainability. They care about supporting the local community. And so, I think that's part of why we were adopted so quickly, is that people really do give a damn, And so to give people a platform where they can connect with their customers directly like that has been huge.
Right. If you had funding to scale, whatever you wanted to, without any bearings, what would you build next and why? Well,
I already know the answer to that. So
we've had this thought already. Okay.
Yeah, that's like always in my mind.
Right.
I've got 10 business ideas in my head right now.
Okay.
But specifically for this, I would like to, if the airport model is successful, I would like to expand to other airports in the country. So there is a huge opportunity to build that network. And I have thought about this through the years as it pertains to markets. And I haven't always felt like, from a business perspective, that makes sense to do a traveling market, because so much of the so much of it is relationship building, and it took a number of years to get to the point where I didn't have to be going to other shows to physically hand out flyers and meet people and do all that stuff. We're now in a position where people come to us.
Right.
But it takes a long time to get there, and so the beauty of technology and retail, the retail and commerce model, is different now that there are opportunities to be in another city without a physical presence, but still only carry Chicago makers or New York makers or LA makers.
Right.
And so that's the pipeline that I see, and that's the business plan that I have in my head.
That's just ingenious, by the way. Yeah, to have that. And what better place than the airport?
100%. So this is why I've never done a retail store, is because how to continuously drive traffic is such a challenge. And, I even thought originally when I started the business about, would I ever want a market hall, a giant space where we have like an actual permanent location for the markets. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't do that, because I would have been saddled with this giant warehouse building during COVID.
Absolutely.
And so the model that we have is very nimble. We can try things and then quickly pivot if they don't work. And I think that's the most fun thing for me, is the flexibility and the creativity that comes with, let's try this and see what we can do.
Before I let you go, we have to play another little.
Okay.
It's the lightning round.
Okay.
I'll say, so in the lightning round, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you just say the first thing that pops into your head.
Okay. This is like word association?
I mean, it's just an answer.
Okay.
It's just an answer.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. What's one creative trend that needs to go?
Oh, wet look hair. Like, why are we doing this? What? Go.
It has to go by.
It's gotta go.
Okay, understood. What's your market superpower in one word?
My market? Like my...
Yeah, your market superpower in one word.
Oh. Warmth.
That's a good one. Craziest thing you've ever seen at a pop-up? We're here now.
Yeah, we're really getting into this. We had a couple incidents last holiday season of vendors arguing with each other, which has never happened.
Oh, that's a TV show.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is going on? And it happened at different venues, like a couple different times, and I was just really surprised. And I think it was just a reflection of people are having a rough time right now, and so try and approach that with a little bit of grace and a little bit of humanity, but it was very surprising. Yeah.
That sounds hilarious, by the way. But I'm not saying this.
Yeah, it's not the kind of energy we need.
We don't need that energy, but you might want to film that. One vintage item you'd fight someone over.
Oh, that's a good question. I would say anything by Alexander McQueen, like
vintage Alexander McQueen would be worthy of a knuckle sandwich for sure.
100%. 100%. I'm not really into designer stuff in general, but Alexander McQueen, there is nothing in his collection that I wouldn't wear. So like vintage, yeah.
Okay. What is a piece of advice that you would give to the 12-year-old Hayley?
Oh, that's a great question. I think a lot of the advice that I did get, or a lot of the messaging that I got from both of my parents and my grandparents, was that basically you can do anything you want to do. And I really believe that. And so, you have to, I believe fully in investing in your children, this sense of anything is yours if you want it. That's not to say you'll get it with no work. Like, you can work for it and decide. And just quick side note on going back to the kids topic, I think that one thing I'm trying to make my kids understand is that college might not be for you, and that's okay. I don't know that I want my kids to come out $100,000 in debt at the age of 22 or whatever. There are some of the most successful people I know here in the Twin Cities are self-made entrepreneurs who maybe graduated high school or maybe not, and so I think there is a lot of other pathways to follow. It's just understanding what your skills and talents are.
Awesome. That's amazing. And I would say that because of those seeds that were planted by your parents, that you have definitely superseded those things, because not only in, a time that was uncertain to everyone, like anybody. So this regular time and then this COVID years, right? So,
right,
right. COVID years, that's like one COVID year is like 5 regular years, right?
Yeah.
And so the learning curve in that time frame of uncertainty, like remember 2 weeks, it was supposed to last 2 weeks, right?
Right.
So 2 weeks turned into 2 years.
Yeah.
Anybody that did anything worthwhile during that time, kudos, because you had to persevere and have a spirit of ingenuity during a time where we didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring.
Right.
So if you were able to plant any good seeds worth any damn during that time frame, you are built to last.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, some of my best work is, when the back's against the wall and you got to really like grind and figure something out.
6 feet of space.
Yeah, like literally, like that's. And I was always like that as a kid too, where my mom would be like, "Why do you leave everything to the last minute?" I'm like, "Oh, because I don't want to," and then I just knock out some great essay the night before or whatever. But yeah, sometimes I work best under pressure.
Awesome. Okay, you have to tell all of our listeners where they can find you, how they can follow you, how they can be a part of everything, when the store is going to be done.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So we have obviously social media and websites for both of the markets and everything, but everything is on my website. So HayleyMatthews-Jones.com, and then from there you can branch out to any of the other spaces, and then you can find events that I'm doing just as me rather than the markets and stuff. So that's a good spot, or on Instagram too.
Okay. Instagram handles are
Hayley Matthews-Jones with Hayley, like Hayley Mills. And then MPLS Craft MKT and MPLS Vintage MKT.
Okay. Awesome. And the airport?
Yes.
Summer.
This summer, July. Early July will be open.
Early July,
so.
open. And in the C concourse?
Yeah, right outside the Sky Club. So as soon as you have your little mimosa, go get lit, get your mimosa, and then come shop with us.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you so much for being here. This has been amazing. One quick question. If there was a piece of clothing right now that someone would have in their possession that you think 5 to 10 years. Well, what is it? 20 years? 10 years? 10? To be vintage is 10?
No,
10 to 20?
It's like 20, 25. Damn. 20 to 25.
What would those items be today? What do you think is going to hold value down the line?
I mean, I would always say anything in natural fibers, particularly leather, cottons, denim, anything like that. The polyester stuff is, I feel like people are starting to realize, like, I don't know why we're paying $200 for polyester pants. Like, I don't know where that's coming from, but any of those like well-made pieces, especially if you're buying them from independent makers where there's really like quality in the tailoring and the assembly, like that's the things that I think will retain value.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Save the well-made things.
Yeah, 100%.
And nix the other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we already see all like Goodwill is full of like Shein and Temu clothes,
which, I mean,
and stuff from last year even,